Hello, you're very welcome to a Gauntlet Hangouts game. Yes, you, imaginary viewer of the YouTuber generation in the future. That's why you're watching this because this is not going out live to anyone. But yes, you're watching a Gauntlet Hangouts game. For those who don't know, Gauntlet is a fantastic community of role players who want to play interesting, cool games and meet interesting, cool people like the folks you're watching the screen right now, which we'll all get to know too soon enough. You want to see more of the Gauntlet, gauntlet-rpg.com is kind of like the nexus for it all. They've got a semi-recently minted blog with lots of interesting stuff on it. They have a podcast network of like actual plays and looking into different games. And of course, they have Hangouts, which is where this game is arranged. This game in particular is Masks: A New Generation, which, for those who don't know, it's a game about teenage superheroes powered by the apocalypse, where teenagers try to figure out who they are through the medium of punching bad guys. But before we get into it and into the playset that we're using, which if you've seen part one, you know what it is. Let's get to meet our players first. I'm gonna go through the order of the channel of what I'm looking here in the broadcast. Shout out your name, pronouns, and a cool thing on the internet. Whether you're working on it or you're not involved, you want to shout it out. Yeah, I see one of you is like, oh yeah, you know by now. Yeah, this is my go-to thing. Now I'm sorry. You can. I'm sorry, Robert. We'll start. Well, you'll go last anyway. But let's start with Alun.
Yeah, I'm still having trouble with that unmute. My name's Alun. I've been playing with the Gauntlet since October time. Something cool about the internet? This. There you go.
Well, short and sweet, to the point. Up next, we have Ludo.
So I'm Ludo. I can go by any pronouns. I'm based on Germany. And coolest thing that I have to say, if you follow Jason on Twitter, or if you go on Twitter but don't follow, check the positive RPG opinions. It's an amazing thread, and a lot of people of the Gauntlet and out of the Gauntlet are contributing, and it's really inspired to read.
Fab. I will also mention anything that's shouted out here. There'll be links down there in the YouTube description, so check those out. Up next, we have a newcomer for this week, Louise.
Hello, I'm Luis. I go by he and him. I'm currently in Brazil trying to survive the hellish landscape that is the Rio de Janeiro summer. And cool things on the internet. Just follow up on the Gauntlet weekly roundup for videos. You'll find my stuff there. Basically playing or running something every week for the next few months. So
definitely check those out. I got a chance to try out Louise's in development game. You'll find a video down on the Gauntlet roundup. Anyway, check it out. It's about raising monsters. And the cool kind of monsters, not the ones that'll eat your face, the ones that'll maybe lick you and then try to eat your face. I don't know. At least they'll give you a lick first. Last but not least, we have Robert.
Hi, my name is Robert. I use he, him pronouns, and I didn't really come up with anything for internet this week. I should have remembered that. If anybody's interested in creative writing, look up Rachel Stephen on YouTube. She posts a lot of videos about writing theory and how to stay motivated and sort of all that sort of stuff, and really good content there.
Fab. So all those links are going to be in the description. Check those all out. Before we jump into kind of like the game proper, I wanted to have a talk about safety tools and whatnot, because specifically for this game, for this playset we're using, which is called Iron Red Soldiers. Masks has these playsets where they modify the game, add new mechanics, and basically it's like a campaign framework with new moves and new little things, new like stuff happening in the background. This one is one of the most recent supplements, written by Misha Buschjäger, who people on the RPG community know. She's part of the creative team for Alun. And this game is basically the heroes are a resistance guerrilla group fighting against an alien invader who's taken over their city. And it's quite serious. Obviously, we still get into the teen melodrama, but we're not gonna pretend that it's not dire stakes. You know, we're treating this occupation kind of seriously. Like, you know, your city's been occupied by this group of people called the Tangee, and they're affecting the way of life in your city. Which, for people who watched the videos before, we're not in Halcyon City. We're in a place called Prospect City. But more on that later. For now, I want to lay out the safety tools we have for this session. We have a few. The main one that's kind of the one that could be active use is the X card, which is basically people throw up an X or on the chat or even in the Roll for Your Party link, which I'll try and find because I forgot to save it last week. I'll just make a new room probably. There's a button there for X card, and basically if we roll into a scene or things get uncomfortable for someone or whatever, they can throw up the X and we will redact what's happening and go back. No one gets to ask why the X is being thrown out. It's just that if it's thrown out, it's fine, and we'll go back to it. We have lives and veils as well. I'm not going to shout out on broadcast. People on the session can see them in the character keeper. There's a tab there. Basically, lines are things that won't show up in any way in the story, like they just won't be crossed. And veils are things that we can, you know, throw a veil over. Just they can happen in the story, but they're not going to show up on screen. They can be referred to just a bit more obliquely. Finally, I do want to shout out the open table policy that this session is going on to. Basically, if people need a break, they can call for a break. It doesn't matter if we just had a break 10 minutes ago. If you need to, if you're called away for some reason, or you need to do something important, or you just need to step away for a bit, totally fine. Yeah, don't feel pressure to stay on in case, you know, you get uncomfortable and whatnot. So perfectly fine if we all want to call a break or step away for whatever emergency or whatnot. So that's all good. So yeah. Quick mention that all the mask stuff I've been running, they're for convenience sake, they're all set in the same city. It's called Prospect City. I'll shout it out to Louise, who wasn't here last week. Basically, if Halcyon City is the nice city up north, you know, with all the cool shiny superheroes, if that's New York, Prospect City is just it's another coastal city. It's just down south. It's kind of like, it's not even like Gotham in the sense, like if Gotham is New York at its darkest and Metropolis is New York at its shiniest, Prospect City is Atlantic City. It's down south. It's casinos. It's next to the coast. It's fine, which is quite weird that the Tangee, this alien force, has decided to invade the city and basically hold it hostage. I'll lay out basically. Actually, you know what? I'll lay out what the main thrust is, and then I'll get you to introduce characters, and then tell me a cool thing that happened to the character in the previous session, and we'll hold off our new character for last, if that's okay. Cool. Okay, so the Tangee have taken over, and they're very visible. The most visible sign of their control over Prospect City is their big, horrendous ship floating above the city. It's this thorny kind of, it's like a ship that can only have been made to you know, pierce things. It's all points and jagged edges. It's called the Crown Triumphant, and it is the flagship of the leader of the invading force, a General Kurin, commander of the Crown. No, actually, look at my notes. It's Crown Abundant, not Crown Triumphant. Apologies. So they've taken over, and they basically kind of they've captured all the superheroes and are holding them hostage. and they basically said that they're here to prevent a crime against all of existence. They have this device called the Observer that calculates space-time and whatnot, and they know that a hero from Prospect City will cause this earthquake throughout space and time that will rupture the universe. And they believe in that so much that they have come here to Prospect City and basically taken hostage while they try and find these superheroes. Meanwhile, they say they're not going to interfere with human law enforcement. They're not going to get involved in that. So supervillains, that's your problem. The Tangee are here to take care of other stuff. And you know, they're not going to interfere with human affairs. But that means that the main superhuman law enforcement, Aegis, has been run ragged, and you've kind of been left on your own. There are organizations that can help you. We'll get into them later, but you're all out in the wind. And speaking of being out in the wind, let's find out who these characters are. So again, let's go through the order of the character keeper this time, which is gonna be confusing. Whatever. Yeah, so introduce a character and a cool thing that happened to them in the previous session. We'll start with our Scion. I'm gonna let you pronounce their real name, but I'll just say that their hero name is Regicide. Ludo, tell us all about our Scion.
So Regicide she goes by Cassie Dread, but her actual name is Saina Tsevranova Dread II. She's a clone of the terrifying villain, the Dread Queen, and she pretty much started a career of her own, trying to live a normal life. And when that became impossible, she decided to become a hero capable of taking down people like her mother. And last session, she managed to seize control of an army of drones and use that position of power not by instilling violence or her will, but instead to start negotiations with an out-of-control AI.
Yeah, that was fantastic how that went. Okay, up next, speaking of AIs, Robert, tell us about our brain. Tell us about Loki.
So Loki, or Kevin Ryback, is boy genius who inadvertently created AI that tried to enslave mankind for their own good, and was able to help stop that from happening, but has been working with Aegis since then to try and create things that are helpful against super villains, and help keep the city safe. Cool thing he did last session. Well, he confronted his creation, Eris, who apparently was working with the Tangee, and I think basically shifted that encounter from one of maybe fighting or fleeing to trying to reason with his child, more or less.
Yeah, that was honestly, if people are watching this, haven't watched the previous session, that conversation is like one of the highlights of my month so far. Definitely, that was really cool. Up next, Alan, tell us about Michael Manners. Tell us about our Transform. Tell us about Freak.
Okay, Michael is an orphan. His mother was killed in the accident that transformed him into, or installed his consciousness, I suppose, into a cloud of nanites. and his natural form now reflects his anger at that, which is Freak, a large metallic monster with a vast maw, claws, the whole shebang. And that reflects the way he addresses the world really routinely. Michael is so angry. It takes Michael quite a lot of concentration to maintain his other form, which is the one that he could relate back to prior to the death of his mother. That of a British schoolboy in a uniform means that he stands out, but that does take some concentration. The last time the team were in action, he instituted the fight that Lockie and Regicide engineered us out of. Present him with an obstacle, and he usually has an initial response to it. But he showed his softer side as well in retrieving a device from Eris stroke the Tangee that allowed him to open a portal using his other power, which is to extend his nanites into electronic or physical devices to make them work to his advantage. And he was able to open a portal through which Hero, who had traveled from the past to save us from ourselves, could return home.
Yeah, that was, yeah, and instigated the fight not only like, yeah, as in fighting the Eris robots, was also getting to a fight with Hero themselves. So honestly, yeah, opening our like, oh, let's all band together to fight the bad guys with, no, we're gonna fight each other now, was harrowing. No, it was fine. It was good drama. And last but not least, let's meet our newest addition to this motley crew of folk, Louise. Tell us like the main pitch, kind of like the main characters, and we'll get through the background questions. But first and foremost, tell us about Renato. Tell us about our delinquent.
Okay, so Renato, codename Turn, is basically a troublemaker. He likes getting under people's skins and just wreaking havoc and not really taking anything seriously. But that's just a facade, because in reality, he really wants to be accepted and just like have a great group of friends that could have his back, because he basically has the one friend, they're called Ash, and they do everything together. And he's 17. I think another one of the characters is 16. And he's kind of like, nobody's really watching what he does, so he has contacts in clubs, so he goes clubbing a lot. He used to before the invasion, that is. And he wears skimpy clothes to shock society. His superhero outfit is basically a crop top and booty shorts. And he just likes getting in people's faces and daring them to say something or to stare at him and stuff like that.
Interesting. So clearly someone who is not gonna take this occupation by all right, we'll go through the backstory questions. I'll ask them, answer them. How did you get your powers then, Turn?
So I realized that I could teleport and cast illusions, and eventually Aegis caught up with me, and they sat me down and ran some tests and figured out that I'm the current vessel for this ancient magical spirit that every generation moves to another host. I haven't communicated with it at all or did any work to try to contact it. It's just there and it gives me powers, so that's fine by me. I'm not digging any deeper than that.
Fair enough. You already answered what do you do for fun. Go clubbing.
Yeah.
Do special effects for drag queens. That's really cool. And Ash, I'll ask probably have more. Yeah. Let's get to Ash then. Like, so who outside the team thinks better of you than you do?
Yeah, that's Ash. We met like, I don't know, I think they are like a designer. They are a young designer, 20-something. They have their own place, and they make gowns for queens and stuff like that. Drag queens, by the way, not the royalty. And they just really took me in and have been a really good friend to me and really pushed me to be a good person and use this power that I have to make a difference instead of just clowning around.
Cool. So probably the main thing turn. Why do you try to be a hero?
So part of it is making Ash proud, because I think I project like it's sort of like a younger brother slash parental figure situation going on. Part of it is that it's the only way that I can use my powers to antagonize people without getting in trouble, because if I'm antagonizing bad guys, they just won't get on my back. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the attention. I like when people snap pictures at me and post it on Instagram and at me, and I get like 50,000 followers in a weekend. It's nice.
Cool. Finally, what do you care about this lot? this group of yahoos, so to speak.
So I was reading through the other sheets, and I think it's a situation similar to Casey's, that Turn will never admit that he cares about these people, but he does, because he thinks that they're all better than him and that they make more of a difference. And he's just there to make sure that they stay safe so they can continue to contribute to the world.
God, y'all have to rely on each other. That's we'll see how well that goes. We'll probably skip the winner team first came together because you're kind of gonna start play with you being introduced to them, but you definitely know them since as a question. So we'll go straight to relationships. So which ones do you have?
That's the like you're trying to impress someone and I pulled an illegal stunt with someone. Is that it?
Should be there. Oh, are you trying to edit the actual question, as in with the blank?
No. I think.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't know, because do I know them or not?
I think just to make it simpler, I think you know them, and
okay.
Like maybe not know them very well, but you know, superheroes, you all kind of probably know each other. If you want to start off with just barely knowing them, that's fine as well. But I think it's just simpler in my mind to just like, yeah, you all kind of just know each other. I will also say if oh, go on.
I wouldn't mind being like an unreliable part of the team. Like I know everyone and I just ghost on the team sometimes and do my own thing and then I come back just to make things easier.
Okay. All right, cool. So
that
we don't have to.
Where you were last time.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, like
that explains where you were last time.
Yeah, I don't know. I was sleeping off a hangover while we were dealing with the AI.
Clubbing.
Oh man, is there still like what's the clubbing like? With all this uncertainty going on, what does that feel like?
I think it's stronger than ever. Like if there's one thing that people like to do when there's a crisis is get drunk and dance.
Party at the end of the world.
There's some great parties going on.
Of course there are. Okay. I think we'll skip to relationships and when the team first came together. I think you kind of define this character as this very free spirited one who just come in and out. Though ironically you're here for all the other sessions, so we'll see how that goes. But we do need to do your influence. So read out what you got there.
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find it in the. Okay, I care way more than I let on. I give 3 teammates influence over me. So basically, everyone has influence over me.
Okay, of course, of course. Hold on. I just need to add thing.
Do you mainly go by civilian names or names?
I think last week we speculated that Regicide knows Michael from school, but doesn't know Michael is Freak. We didn't specify that around Loki or you. So I'm very happy for this to be a secret that someone can break.
Ooh. I think we are gonna get a few scenes in school, probably, or at least what's left of school. I think we established in previous session that school itself, which the one that Michael went to, we called it Taft High because who cares about William Taft, the president. So it was bombed. So school has been kind of relegated into like it's kind of a weird like a bunch of different apartments and like free rooms in random community centers. So you kind of like all right, you're all gonna try and be your class are all gonna be this one area, but you're gonna have to move from like building to building. So class may be in this building and class may be in another building. That's where school is right now. But I think that's it for setup. I don't think we have anything else. Yeah, everyone has influence on poor. Well, not poor. Renata can take care of himself. You know, he's fine. So I think let's start out maybe the day after Hero has gone. I think it's kind of the weekend, so there's not school yet. And the other three, you got a message from one of the three organizations can help you. This one is called Cloaks. And what did it stand for? Citizens looking out for aliens and keeping super safe. So Cloaks with 2 S's. They're the ones who gave you the hideout. Basically, think of them as like the Underground Railroad. They're there to help people hide from the Tangee. They've kind of called you in for like a bit of a mission debriefing from yesterday's antics. So you expect to be in superhero mode. So this bowling alley that you're all hiding out in. So what are you all doing there while waiting for this person from Cloak to come in?
I'm messing around with one of the old arcade machines that's there, trying to get it functioning again.
I'm probably bothering Loki with that bit of the Observer we stole. You know, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this? Do something with this.
I'll probably have some sort of analysis gear that I could have put that through at some point.
I'm wondering, Leandra, whether we talked in the game before this series. We talked about what my nanites knew, and in order to make that work last time with Hero, they kind of created a connection between whatever bracelet he was using for time travel and the Observer bit. So at some point, I could unleash my powers to download that, I guess, into something that Loki could read.
Yeah, that seems like something, because you've interfaced with it, so you got something out of it. That's something we definitely can do later on. Casey, Regicide.
They are going down and trying to be noisier on getting the machine to work. Regicide is unusually quiet. She's sitting by her corner where she's usually training, and she's tapping on her phone, trying to use her machine abilities in an attempt to reach out for their soul friend in her mother's country. So the Adron socket. She's worried, especially after the encounter with terrorists, that she has not heard anything about socket for a while, and she's trying to use her abilities in a way that she knows they will recognize and trying to reach out for them. But so far, nothing.
Okay. We'll get to that later. I want to know, Turn, you've been kind of, you were kind of tracked down and kind of been called to this by who's someone from Aegis that's kind of like, I wouldn't say handler, but kind of someone who's kind of like built a connection with you and has called you to come to this bowling alley with them.
I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know. Do they go by lieutenant and stuff like that?
Ooh, maybe they're just they're just agent to you.
So I think something like Agent Fumero is my handler. She takes care of the those underpowered kids that are not really a hassle, but they just have to keep them in check. You can let powered kids just run around.
Okay, cool. Can you type down the name in the chat so I can make sure you get the right spelling in my notes? There we go. The pronouns?
She and her.
Okay, cool.
Based on Melissa Fumero from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, okay, all right. I wish I remembered more of that show. I watched like entire season. I've forgotten most of it. I feel bad. So I think Agent Fumero was kind of called you, and you can kind of tell that. Well, they're in their civies. Usually, when they talk to you, they're kind of like, whatever passes for. Aegis is basically Shield. I think she talked to you in their kind of not Shield, Agent Spandex, but she's kind of giving you address to this bowling alley and it's not usually the case because she's kind of nice too, and she's always kind of I don't know what's the word, going along with your japes, but she sent you like a quite serious message to meet at this bowling alley, and it's basically said, she's basically called you to meet her there. And so what does she look like? I'll tell you that she looks really tired, and her eyes are kind of like not looking at you, but always looking behind you, kind of. That's and she's wearing these big gaudy wraparound sunglasses and a bonnet, even though it's kind of like, let's say it is January, it is just past winter, and she has this nice summer bonnet and a big wraparound sunglasses, but you can tell by the way her mouth is pursed that she looks tired.
Okay, I'm going full on reference to just saying that she looks exactly like the character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm gonna paste a visual reference in chat, which is basically a high-strung police officer that's trying to do her best all the time.
Okay, I had the right character then in my mind. Okay, cool.
And yeah, you can see that this is taking a toll on her because she always gives it 110%, and you can't do that in this type of crisis because you're gonna get burned out.
Hmm.
And I can hear from her voice that she's not having it. Like maybe I joke when I meet her. I'm like, "Hey, Fad, what's up? You're gonna bust me for bringing pot to school again?"
She kind of gives you this tired smile, and she's kind of like, we're kind of beyond busting pot at the moment. Renato. I'll repeat this for everyone inside here, but we're gonna have and she's trying to find the words, and she's just like, we're gonna be asking of you a lot more than we probably should have, and I want you to know that if there was any other way, I could have spared all of you, but she gestures at the crown abundant up in the sky, this big, ugly, jagged ship, which I didn't mention, but in the first session, we've determined that it has a shield, and it's being constantly attacked by other forces. There might be Aegis, there probably are, but right now there's a distant but sizable explosion on it, and everyone can hear that. Just boom, and she sees that, and she's gonna sighs, and she kind of looks at you and she's like, any gesture, right?
She does what? I'm sorry.
She just shrugs, and she looks after the explosion on the ship, which when the dust clears, you see the ship is intact, and she just shrugs and is like, any gesture worth doing, right?
Girl, you need some coffee in you. You don't look that good. Don't they have someone to cover for you? You shouldn't be working around the clock.
Well, coffee's a bit hard to go around, especially when most of the people who work with me, for me, are wanted by law, by our law. After that mayor made that deal with the Tangee, we're kind of been left to the wind, so to speak.
Well, I always
But
told you that this law thing wasn't going to pan out. You should really invest in your modeling career. And I'm just like trying to lift her spirits, you know.
are you trying to comfort? Hold on, let me look at the move. You're trying to yeah, you're trying to comfort and support someone.
I go like, oh, I'm gonna play a mean character. I go 5 minutes in, I'm comforting a federal officer.
Actually, this move is for comforting PCs mostly. So I think we'll just play it out. I don't think it's a mechanical thing because the basic move itself is for PCs. Doesn't say what happens to try to comfort NPCs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. So I think she does laugh at that, and she's kind of like, if I wasn't trying to spare for Moses, I would have you on with the rest of cloaks. It definitely brighten up the mood. But it's time for you. It's fine. It's time for you to get to work.
Okay, so
cool. She's gonna. She's pre-warned the other three that she's gonna be here, and she's very punctual. So she said, 10 a.m. Meeting at bowling alley, and she's gonna expect that you all are expecting that, and she's gonna walk in with Turn. Who actually Turn? Are you in like superhero gear, which is like a crop top and booty shorts, I guess?
Yeah, it's like it's some cool accessories and stuff, but it's basically me in a skin pin outfit.
Can
Cool.
I ask, is there a mask as part of that outfit, or is it obvious who you are in normal life?
No, it's like I go the Wonder Woman style. I just have a headband. It's not identity at all. I don't care.
Fab. So what does she? So she sees. I've already asked what you're all doing. So she sees when she walks in, she sees Freak bothering Loki, I guess, and Regicide in her thing. So when she kind of walks in, this lady who's wearing these stupid sunglasses and a silly hat, but even though she's tired, you can tell she's projecting a lot of control when she kind of walks in, and she's kind of like, folks, if I have your attention, please. And y'all turn to her.
I mean, Regicide immediately hides down her unplugged phone and stands to position.
So Loki, Kevin is doing different things on an augmented reality interface, and he just sort of gives her a glance to say, "I'm listening."
She just nods. She's kind of like, okay, right, fine, teenagers. And she's gonna she introduced herself. I'm Agent Fumero, nominally of Aegis, currently working with citizens to looking out for aliens, keeping super safe. With their help, that's how you acquired this hideout. I'm basically here to debrief you of last night's mission, so to speak, of your engagement with Eris, and also to basically we've kind of decided amongst our group that you teenage superheroes, it's better to not leave you out in the wind. It's better to keep you all together. Hence why I brought Turn with me. And she kind of gestures at you, Turn, as if like, don't make me look bad in front of these other kids.
I missed the last part. My connection was being.
Oh, sorry, say that again. Oh. Do we? Oh.
What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, my connection was being shitty, and I missed the last part of what you said right before she turned to me.
Oh, yeah, I think she's saying that they've decided kind of like amongst them at Cloaks at least that they're trying to connect up more of these other superheroes together, at least the free ones, which is mostly teenagers at this point, and hence why I brought Turn along. That's what the last thing she said, and she nods at you, kind of like to introduce yourself.
I think at this point I was just texting, and then I look up and I'm like, "Oh hey, nice base, I guess. How's everyone holding up? I heard you caused quite some trouble yesterday. Wish I could have been there."
Nice to meet you, Turn. And she makes Regicide makes a polite gesture to Turn, but then she's looking more to a gent from Meta, trying to, okay, how do you expect us to treat him? She's not exactly nice, to be honest. She's being a bit rude.
I think kind of like she kind of gives a small sigh at you, turns like, come on. But she's kind of like, now I know normally in normal circumstances you all would do what superheroes do, which is probably get on each other's throats. We've seen it all. Don't worry. It's almost expected. But we're living in desperate circumstances. No matter what happens, I believe all four of you to want to do what's best. So I expect all four of you to treat each other with respect, and also to expect each and every one of you to do what's needed to stop what's happening. I've mentioned this to Turn, but in any other case, I would have called on the adults, but most of them have been imprisoned, and we're trying to locate them and trying to bring them into the fight. But for now, we have to rely on folks like you. And I hope that you don't let the city down. And she's an adult, and she's doing a thing. All adults, by default, have influence over y'all, because y'all kids. No matter how much you try to pretend. She is... When someone with influence over you tells you who you are, how the world works, and she's basically telling you all to, like, you know, adult up, I guess, or take this seriously. She's trying to... Okay, all four of you are going to say whether you accept or reject that influence. And if you accept it, she's going to shift your labels. You reject it, you're going to have to roll. So that's all four of you.
I think, given that I'm always annoyed that Aegis keep messing with my life. And so I think I'm tempted to resist.
Ooh. Regicide, how do you feel?
Regicide is accepting it.
Okay, well, actually mention what the label shift is going to be. She is bumping up your savior and pulling down your mundane. That's for all four of you. She's telling you all to be heroes, and you have to leave a bit of your ordinary life, a bit, to be heroes.
Then I take it back. She's welcome.
Okay, cool. So we have two accepts so far. Turn, are you resisting or accepting?
Oh, always resisting, honey. She's not going to get me away from his gloves.
All right. Loki, are you accepting or resisting?
Well, I'm pretty much a fugitive right now, so yeah, I'm taking it seriously.
All right, fab. Okay, so Turn. To resist, you're going to have to roll. No modifiers. It's just a straight up 2d6. I put a link to the roll for party in the group chat there in this video. Brightly neat piranha. Oh, that's scary. I put a link of it.
Piranha is another word for slut in Portuguese.
Oh,
that fits Turn quite all right. which is probably why I got a natural 12.
Jesus. Okay, so
Box card.
that's ridiculous. Okay, so when you reject someone's influence on a hit, you successfully hold yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, you're gonna choose 2. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift 1 label up and 1 label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. So you get to choose 2 of those.
Oh, 2. Okay. I'm gonna get the potential, and I'm gonna shift my labels.
Cool. All right. So what are you shifting first and foremost?
1 down, 1 up, right?
Yeah.
I'm shifting my freak down, and I'm shifting my mundane up.
Oh man,
You're actually my superior up. I'm gonna priority complex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you have a lot of moves that roll superior, and mundane is the comforting move. That's what you roll to empathize with people.
I go there.
All right. So you're marking potential. What do you do to immediately prove her wrong?
What would proving her wrong be in this context? Like she's saying that I have to take this seriously, that I have to be a hero.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, she's trying to tell you how you should be, and you're gonna say no, or not. You don't have to literally say no, but what do you do to kind of like, yeah. What are you acting up to do? It can be even just something you say. Oh.
I have an idea is that we have to be serious, means cutting off, like we were saying, like cutting off on our ordinary lives, probably mean not checking Instagram and Twitter every 5 minutes, which is what I'm doing. And I would say like, okay, that's cute, but like this dude just Insta story downtown, and apparently that's serious for you. I think like I'm proving to her that by being a teenager, I'm more aware of the danger than if I were just high and mighty as a hero.
That makes sense. The internet kind of broke up. I didn't hear like what exactly the thing that Turn said. I know I got the last bit there, but like what's happening down the street?
Oh yeah, it's like somebody posted an Insta story, and it's basically there's an alien attack going on downtown.
There's an alien what?
Attack.
Oh shit. She kind of. Well, that is now in the fiction. Thanks. And her eyes widen at that, and she goes to her phone and immediately just starts texting and calling, and she kind of wanders off to the corner and just starts yelling, kind of leaving the four of you in kind of awkward silence, as in the background she's starting to yell like, why is no one, there's an attack happening right now, and she's trying to figure out what's happening there. So Turn, you've kind of been left by yourself with these other 3. How's it going?
I think I like saunter over to whoever's closest to me. It's freak in its natural at this point form, like the metal thing.
Yes, yes, he is.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
I was striding along, and I stopped at freak, and I'm like, big, do you work out?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Luis. Try again.
Okay. I'm like, wow, you're big. Do you work out?
Never seen you on the gym.
I think probably just to show off. The nice thing about the swarm is it can expand into a shell. So I'll just, get 2 feet bigger and then come back down.
Oh, wow, it expands. I have some friends that I need to introduce to you.
I think Michael, being fundamentally conservative inside this body, is kind of not quite certain where this conversation's going. And so Freak quickly goes back to ordinary size.
Ordinary being like Michael's size, or just regular Freak size?
About 6'8".
Okay, regular size. All right, that's average. Like so nervous. relax, and just taps their shoulder and just basically looks everyone up and down and just starts texting. So, alien invasion, huh?
Yeah, things have not been easy. And Regicide looks down at her phone. We have a lot of good people out there that we don't know what happened to them.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah, how about you? Anyone that they took?
Well, it's not like they had anybody to take. Haha. Loneliness is funny.
Oh my god, this party animal.
So while this is all going on, I'm going to be trying to hack into the alien surveillance network and see what's going on.
During the attack?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's in Instagram. We can ask. No, I'll let you do that. Okay. What does that look like? I think that is a assess the situation.
Okay.
So you can roll plus superior.
Where's the roll your party?
Oh yeah, because you went in and out of the group chat. I'll link it here again. There we go.
Okay, green 2. It's assess the situation is plus superior, which is +2, so that's 7.
Cool. So you will ask one of these questions and take +1 while acting on the answers. Tell me, ask me the question. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what you're seeing.
What here is in the greatest danger?
Okay, so what you're seeing in this feed, and it's weird. The feed you hacked into it's first person view. It's kind of herky jerky, and you can tell it's a soldier because the way their talon hands are holding on to this rifle. They're kind of swerving. Well, what they're doing is they're pasting this building with lasers. The person you're viewing through, and their teammates, of which his squad, which is like there's 4 of them, and you can kind of tell they're hacked into. And the building they're pasting lasers into is what's the name of your favorite club? Turn.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, maybe name it like. Let's just go really corny for the first club that you destroy in my life. Just go with glitter, like Club Glitter.
Yeah, well, Club Glitter is being turned into Club Toast at the moment. And okay. And as you're seeing this footage, low key, for a moment, this soldier that you're looking through, they kind of turn to their skiff, which is kind of like they have these skiffs, which is what they used to. Where it's like a miniaturized version of Jabba's sail barge from Return of the Jedi. It's kind of like this small brown, angular, ugly vehicle, and there's a bunch of people in handcuffs, bunched up on the skiff, and you hear this kind of scratchy voice going, "We know you and your community have been hiding a superhero from us. If you talk now, we'll let you go. But if you insist on resisting, we will have to take you back for processing. And someone shouts out, we don't give a damn about your silly words or whatever you want to call it, torture. Bring it on. We can take it. You don't know who this is, low-key, but I think Turn will tell you a lot more about his best friend when you choose to share this information at some point.
I think I patch that through the communications things that I've got. I patched the audio through.
And well, the thing is, Turn's not on that.
Oh, Turn doesn't have that. Well, sorry.
Oh my god.
You must have set up some kind of shared projector by now, mustn't you? Some big screen?
Link it to the media center.
I think.
Let's say yeah.
I think what's going to happen is Agent from America comes back to the center, and she's kind of like, we have sketchy reports on what's happening over there, but we're trying to get footage of the attack, and they're going to offer the footage because I think she's putting out this holo projector.
So here's what I think Loki does is he does try to patch the thing through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he patches it through to everybody, and he's like, okay, and is looking at everybody. So you hear another? Yeah. Oh, right. Hi. How do you feel about shots? I give him.
Did you just ask me how I feel about shots?
Yeah.
Oh, now this is my guy right here. What are we taking?
Huh?
You asked me for one shots, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about shots?
I mean, Bert, read it out for me. I'll turn it
out. I mean, like, and I hold up like an injector gun.
I don't really do that shit, but that's fine by me if you want to beef yourself out. Go nuts. Oh wait, is this a science thing?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Go pull off my arm.
Okay, I jab him in the neck with it.
Jesus, I said my arm. Watch out!
It won't work in your arm.
Damn. What was this for anyway?
So I patched replayed the footage for the thing.
And I think my face just drops when I realize that this is the club. Like, wait, this is right now? This is happening?
About 30 seconds ago now? Maybe more.
Yeah, I think Agent Ferrero, Julia walks back to the four of you and it's kind of like, and she sees your face turn, and she's kind of like, well, now you know the cost. Now you know what's happening around here. And
you don't have time for your speeches, woman.
I've just got back with my contact. The prisoners have already been taken to one of what they call their black sites. And the thing is, we're still working to find those. But I believe we'll find it easier if we had the help of the four of you.
Do you have a list? You know who was taken?
She nods and she kind of like she's a kind of nominal agent, so she kind of asks permission to access your subdermal network, so she can send you a list. And yeah, it's a lot of your friends turn right there in the middle is Ash. Yeah.
Oh, of course it is. I think I just go white in the face. All the blood drains from me, and I just grab her by the pantsuit, and I just go, we need a vehicle. We need to get moving. What do these darks use for movement? Do you have a ship or something?
She gently kind of grabs your arms and pushes them back, and she says, "What we need, Turn, is to stay calm. We're not gonna save anyone by blundering into a mess. We need a plan first. Y'all need a plan first. As of this moment, the skiff is going into a. It's going. We're trying to track it down, but the Tangee, they have their ways of screening their skiffs. They flood the air with other transports, and it's hard to find where they're going. But that doesn't mean we haven't made any progress. And oh, are you gonna say something, Regicide?
Regicide is just here near to Agent Man. I know what we do. I know what we do. We can go into the stage of the villain, the Enigma, because they are known for always finding out interesting things. I'm sure in their stash there's something we can use to track them.
She. All right. So okay. So she kind of looks at you. It's kind of like, oh yes, you are. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce your name right. Sania.
Just call me Cassie.
Cassie. Okay, that sounds like the start of a plan. But her arms are still on you, Turn, Renato, and her grip has become more gentle, and she's kind of like, look, I know what it's like to lose people, and after all that, when you lost someone, you just start thinking about ways you could have done to stop that from happening. I need you to be calm. I need you.
I think I'm gonna snap. I'm sorry. I'm just a bitchy teenager at this point.
Okay. You tried to provoke
my arm away. I said, I don't care about your what was it called? Your afternoon special philosophies, Melissa. There's people that's been kidnapped, people that matter to me, and I'm gonna get on the move. I don't need a pep talk. I need to get moving. You, girl that wants to steal from supervillains, let's go. You lead the way.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. This sounds like a mission. This entire thing, which is to save these people, correct? And I guess actually before we dive into what you need to do in this mission, yeah, how does Freak and Loki react to all this?
I'm right in thinking that that she shifted labels, didn't she? So was it Savior and Mundane? Savior at Mundane down.
Yeah, Mundane down, Savior.
Right, that's what I've done. Okay. No, I kind of belong to Aegis. So if she waves the Aegis flag, that's what I do.
Oh dear. Loki, how are you feeling?
I feel like we should probably do something.
Okay. All right. So basically, you tell me. Okay, I'm gonna ask you what the goal is, and then I'll tell you what you need to do before you can even set off to do your goal. And so basically, goals kind of go with like questions: to free blank, to defeat blank, to capture blank, to steal blank, or to destroy blank.
Annoying as Turn may be, these are his friends, and I've lost some people as well during this. So I think it's about freeing his friends. And if we free anybody else on the way, that's a bonus.
Yeah. I think everyone agrees with that, right? To free Turn's friends. Cool. All right. So you are what you know is that yeah, they've been taken away. They're being tracked down, specifically not by Cloak but by Dagger, which is the other group there. And the thing is, there's 3 organizations y'all can get help from, which is Dagger, they're about information, Cloaks, which they're the Underground Railroad, and Aegis, who is like who are still there in a capacity, but they've been run ragged trying to find these trying to fight other supervillains at the Tangee with less superheroes. And the Tangee, you're just letting run roughshod. So let me double check. I just need to make sure I'm doing this right because we're getting into the stuff. Okay, so there's some requirements you're gonna have to fulfill, and I will say right now, if you have 4 or more missing requirements, this is gonna be bad. So kind of legwork's kind of important. You're gonna need the location of where they're being taken, and yeah, you can need the location, and you tell me if you're gonna do surveillance or knowledge of what's happening there. Transportation to and from, because you're rescuing a bunch of people. Who knows what else you might find there? What else? Tell me, I think maybe knowledge of the security, because this is a prison. Presumably, yeah. I think Agent Firmware tells as much that they've been taken to prison. So far, we have not managed to rescue anyone who's been in prison. It's been 6. I'd say it's a few months since the occupation. But yeah, location, maybe surveillance, knowledge, security, transportation, and maybe a diversion. You don't know much about security, but you do know you're about to you're trying to free some people. Okay, let's start with Regicide in turn. Regicide, you're firing off one of your moves. Yes.
Yes, I am. So I've compiled access to caches of equipment and weaponry other supers have hidden in the city. So I know where the hell they have all the best stuff. So when you access a cache, say whose cache it is. So Enigma, because it's a villain, I'm gonna roll danger, and let's see how this goes. Six.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And the weird thing is, you can't really aid or assist in this unless you're in a fight. Okay. All right. So tell me what the Enigma's place looks like as you take turn with you.
So Enigma old joint was an abandoned theater in which they had a lot of stuff from their old life, and where they have all the stuff that they use it.
I think it's pretty somber. It tries really hard at looking evil. It's got like dark corners with spikes and blood red curtains and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think. I'm gonna add a thing in the character keeper. I've usually been tracking it for everyone, but now that you mentioned Louise, that doesn't make sense, and I'll put something up in the character keeper later. Don't worry about cutting me off. You're meant to have a temper. But cut me off because I don't mind it. Can't speak for everyone else. Okay, so once you get in, I think it's eerily silent until. Well, when you say theater, Regicide, as in like a movie theater or like a theater?
A theater. Because at least from the files that she got when her and Socket entered the network, the Dread Queen was trying to pierce out a bit about Enigma's former civilian life, and she knew that this was a place connected to it. So the Dread Queen theorized that he was a failed actor of some kind.
Okay. So while you're wandering around for a weirdly long time. And it's like this theater is lengthening it out. It's becoming weirder until you finally walk into this this kind of rotted stage, and yeah, there's this big curtain and this big blood red curtain, and once you walk in, doors kind of slam shut behind you and melt into the wall as Carmina Burro starts playing big heavy organ music. Just I really have to stop myself from doing the Phantom of the Opera theme. He actually, you know what? No. He might just be doing that. No, fuck it. So the doors melt into the wall, and you just hear burn, dun, 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 as the curtain rises. And okay, I'm gonna ask the both of you, what does Enigma look like? Turn, let's start with you.
Oh boy, you brought Phantom of the Opera into this, so I have to go big. I think Enigma has like this overly intricate black mask. It looks like a demon, but it's got a bunch of horns, and it's very heavily sculpted, so it has a lot of lines and horns and stuff sticking out.
Cool. Regicide, give me another detail about Enigma.
So Enigma has a love for the dramatic. Nobody would expect, but because he rejects traditional symbols, he usually expounds his dramatism in this weird postmodernism parody of symbols of society. So he's always wearing corporate suits, but in gaudy colors, or things that attack symbols of authority, and always covers his face on elaborate masks.
So yeah, I think when the curtain rises, his back is turned to you. He's got this big flowing but kind of tattered cape, because there's like spray paint on it, and it's all kind of dirty, until he kind of dramatically turns and he does a big cape whoosh, and he's kind of like, well, what do we have here? A bunch of flitting, flying little superheroes who think they can disturb the lair of Enigma. Tell me, little heroes, did you expect to walk in and be greeted with welcome or with battle? You'll come into the lair of Enigma, and I must applaud you for your gumption, but no more. And he kind of, and he bursts his cape out, and he's kind of like, now your life, the balance of your life will matter on what you say. Have you come here to bask in the glories of Enigma and their cause? Or have you come like any other do-gooder to beat your heads against the might of my will? We're going to cut from there. Let's cut back to Freak and Loki. I think after the two of them ran off, the two of you have kind of been left with you've kind of been left with Agent Fumero, and she's kind of like, you two have ways to communicate with them now, yes? And she kind of gives you all what I just said about the mission requirements, kind of like, and she's kind of like, she gets another text on her phone. She's kind of like, more fires to put out. Cloak, Dagger, Aegis, they're kind of overstretched. There's a lot going on right now, but if there's any way we can help in this mission, just say so in this task. I tried to tell Turn to calm down, but you know, if you have friends in danger, that's hard to do. What do you need?
So, have we heard? So we've heard what's gone on in the theater.
I'll say not quite. I think as she's saying this, maybe the two of them have just gotten to the theater. This kind of happened parallel to each other. Oh, is there something, Loki?
I was just thinking.
Okay, no worries.
I never think.
Okay, she can tell you like at least a pinpoint of maybe where the prisoners are. There's at least 2 places they could be using right now. One of them is gone.
Well, I was going to say, given that Loki managed to hack that soldier's camera, can he start trawling through the feeds to see if he can find where that skiff was headed? Even if we got a heading, we'd have some kind of narrow it down. Because the nice thing about skiffs is they travel in a straight direction where they need to go.
I was wondering if it could do something like that, but
yeah, I think that's unleash your powers. You're using your powers to reshape the environment. You got access to the hacking. You got access to their camera anyway, so that's the next step.
I think I just rolled, so that's a 5.
Oh dear. Oh yeah. Don't forget to mark potential for all these failed rolls. Well, Turn's been doing fine. Oh boy. Yeah. What happens?
Incoming.
No. I won't pull that trick again after the last session. No, you try to. I think you do get the camera of the soldier you're hacking, and they're on the skiff, and you can see like Turn's friends kind of suddenly they're out in the elements as well, so they're out with the wind and whatnot while they're being flown off in this skiff. You see a glimpse of the commander. I think we decided that all these bird people are going to be different species of bird. Like General Kurin is like this big Philippine eagle. We know about an owl engineer. Tell me, Loki, what is this species of bird? This kind of like sergeant of this squad.
I think it's like a wren.
Ooh, okay. So this wren, who we don't have a name yet, but you know they've got a throaty voice, and they're still talking to the prisoners. They're kind of like, again, there's no need to be so coy. You can go back to your lives if only you'd give us what we want. That's all. Otherwise, they look to the edge of the skiff. A lot of accidents can happen in transport. And Ash shouts out, you don't need to be so fucking coy as well. We know what you're talking about. And Ren's kind of like, do I have a volunteer then? So the complication is that you see where they're going. That's fine. I'll give you that. You see they're heading towards the vicinity of your old school, Taft High, which is kind of in ruins until... But you kind of see it in the distance. You can see it in the trajectory. But while you're watching this, you see Ren turns towards the soldier that you're seeing it. The soldier steps forward and grabs Ash by the throat. You're now on a time limit. Well, let's see. I think that you've got location now, at least.
Okay, so I'm just gonna. Does my suit have like some sort of Iron Man style flight capability, or is it just a battle suit?
You tell me. It's your suit.
Okay, well, I would like to suit up and blast off.
Jesus. All right.
They're at the old they're at the old school. They're gonna start harming the hostages. If I'm on my way, I'll meet you there. And that is me going off, doing something foolhardy, reckless.
Oh my god.
Freak's eyes go really big.
Okay. Freak, what do you do once Loki has run off?
Give me some idea. Is this school 5 blocks away? Is it 5 miles away?
I'll say it's a good 7 or 8 blocks away from you. It's a bit of a schlep.
Yeah. So
actually, what's gonna happen actually is Agent Fumero, who's still there, she kind of rolls her eyes and just gonna like, I've got my motorcycle, hop in, and
okay, Freak will get on the back of the motorcycle.
Okay, all right. We'll put a pin on that. Let's cut back to the 2 fangirls. So Enigma has opened his arms and he's giving you a chance to answer. Are you here to antagonize, or are you here to bask in his glory?
At this point, I think I'm just like, I mean, 10 out of 10, man. I mean, you went out of your way. Nobody does monologues anymore. I don't know why. People just don't care.
It's a lost art. It's been waylaid as more villains have come to ingest the lessons of postmodernism. Now they have to be clever. Now they have to be smart. But people don't appreciate the classics. And I'm not even gonna roll for you to provoke him. He's easily provoked, and you can tell. Unless you want him to do something specifically.
I want to hear what Regicide is gonna do as well before I take an action.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Enigma. I'm a big fan of you, but you know how it is. We are here because the man sent us, even when the man is a woman.
Authority. Always with their boot down our necks, not allowing us to be, not allowing us to practice our craft. I know that well, a clone of the Dread Queen, trying to escape, trying to find our own niches, and they won't just let us be. Well, I'm saddened that you have been tasked in penetrating my own niche. I will let this slide for now. I believe. Oh, go on.
I think as soon as he says penetrating, like turn is just doubled over left, and it's like.
And Regicide just speaks louder. Well, turn is sneaking. Well, what better way there is to know myself than to know others? Enigma, we see such amazing performance. I never get to know the person behind all of this, the genius. I would like to know you better.
Are you piercing their mask?
Yes.
Go on.
Yes, girl, get that daddy. I mean, the guy's loaded, honestly. If you're hiring Enigma, I mean, I'm in the market too.
Okay, 3.
Oh,
But if it's someone on the list of my respect, I always get to ask, how can I earn your respect?
Ooh, okay. Well, okay. So tell me again, what do you say to Enigma? Also mark potential.
Wait, sorry.
Repeat what you just said to Enigma. I want to get to know.
Well, I see only the performance. I want to meet the person, the genius behind of them.
Okay, he said that, and he kind of springs back, gasping, and he puts his cape back, and he's like, "How forward of you, clone of the Dread Queen! How this is only our first encounter, and already you seek to plumb the depths of my soul, my dear. A word of advice for the future: always play it coy. Don't be so eager, and you will find richer treasures in the future. My dear, I do not expose my craft just for anyone. I intend to know who it is that I am sharing my works with. I intend to know more before I give more." And he's basically saying, just take it slow, and you'll get his respect soon enough. But then he's like, "Enough mollifying. I know you come here for ulterior motives, and you have amused me enough. The flower of youth, always so overeager, but always wanting more. You did not come here just to bandy words with me. You've come here for something. Speak, and I'll see if it is within my reason to grant your request."
I think I'm whispering at Cassie, like, "What are we here for again?" And
I'll mention
We are friends. And
yeah, what do we need from him?
I mentioned one of your requirements to diversion.
I got this. I am Regicide. I too, like you, rage against the system. I came here, yes, to do battle, but not with you. I came here with someone, a lover of the arts, that is ready to give these birds a show that they will never forget. Even now, they trampled an institution of arts, a beacon of our city, where true non-corporate art is done, art of the people, truer art that it's its own meaning, and they destroyed it. My friend here, he can tell you so much.
Yeah, I mean, those bird guys just swoop in and they destroy everything. It's awful.
I'd ask you to provoke, but I'm actually afraid you might fail another roll, but it has to be a bit of a provoke. Who's doing the provoke? I say Regicide's probably doing the provoking, but unless you want to add something else, turn, or that might be the provoke.
I could take over. I think I see that Enigma is not really buying it, and maybe I'll just go like, I'm gonna touch him more on his sweet spot. It's like, okay, the show was good. It's like you're doing your whole cabaret fantasy, but we got places to be, things to do. Like time is running, and your show is kind of like last season. I think it was cute for the first 10 minutes, but now it's just like, if I wanted to watch a DVD of the Phantom of the Opera, I would rent one. Oh wait, I can't rent movies anymore. What decade are you living in, dude? Update your show, new material. And I'm basically like saying this and moving around the stage so I can let Reggie do whatever she wants to do.
That sounds like you're provoking Enigma.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
are some.
using my "Are you watching closely" move.
Oh yes, you're trying to distract and trick. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I rolled plus superior, which is a lovely +3, which brings me up to a 10.
Jesus.
3. Oh yeah.
Oh god.
I'm gonna avoid further entanglement. I'm gonna confuse them for some time, and I'm gonna get an opportunity.
Okay. He rises to the bait. Clearly, he's gonna like, you're not. I see who you are, Regicide. I don't believe this man to be of the arts. He is instead another snob, another high and mighty pretentious head who believes that art must be only for those who have to work to understand it. You're probably a fan of Stephen Sondheim, aren't you? You do not appreciate the subtleties of popular art. You do not appreciate that art that can touch the masses have their own meaning. Instead, you would squirrel it away for your own good, don't you? You would gatekeep it. You would make sure that only you can understand and only you can feel better by knowing more than the rest. That's what you are, aren't you? And yeah, he's gonna go on, like, on, and his focus is solely on turn, and he's gonna start dragging let's see, what's a Sondheim musical that I don't like. Actually, no, I can't even front. Like, Sondheim was my favorite as a teenager.
A Little Night Music.
Yeah, a Little Night. Yeah, he's gonna start dragging A Little Night Music. He's gonna say that Send in the Clowns is slow and portentous. So
You need to send them in. They're already here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And let's see. So they're confused, but they're into this rant that he's not gonna pull off his villain stuff. So you're gonna avoid entanglement, and his focus is solely on you. That the opportunity is that, well, you or Regicide can do now what they want and what you came here for. So Regicide, what do you do?
So while he's distracted, I go into his where he has all this stage stuff, and I look for the Enigma machine that he uses to discover where we should go next, where the plot demands, as he puts it.
Isn't that what the Riddler gives Batman in those Arkham games?
Yes, but it's the opposite direction. The Riddler checks the script ahead to see where he needs to go.
Yeah. Go on, Alan.
I'm just curious. At this point, have they heard what's happening at our end? They may already know that we're en route to the location, because Loki will have sent a message saying they're at the school, meet you there.
Yeah, I think while Regicide is going through the cache, just give an opportunity to see if you want to find something else you could use. I'll tell you now, one of your requirements is a diversion. I think, yes, Loki sends the message, and how does it feel turn to be connected to a network, like in your head? How does that feel?
I think it's distracting, and I try to push it to the back of my head. It's like a message comes in, and I'm like swatting at my ear. I'm like, wait, just a minute. I'm in the middle of something.
Don't you dare! I know you're not a fan of Evita. I can smell it.
I mean, Madonna's just the best. You can't really criticize her performance. And I'm purposely referencing the movie instead of the musical.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Oh, he's gonna blow a gasket. Okay.
I'm gonna cause a stroke on this guy.
Yeah. So while that's happening, yeah, you all get that Loki is kind of found that they're at the school, but also that Ash is being threatened right now. What do you find? So you can say you got this Enigma device. Might be useful in the future in case you need to find out where to go. And once you're kind of in the prison, maybe you might need it. So you want to stick with that, or?
Yeah, okay. Let's keep the Enigma machine.
Okay, so how do you know? How do you signal to turn that we can go now?
Basically, I poke my head out, and I just type on the Enigma machine, and then Tech realized that they could get out.
Now, turn. What do you do?
I think I just stop when I check the signal, and I go, well, as the French say, so long, sucker, and I just throw a big illusion at him so I can flip out.
Yeah, I think I don't want to bog you down here. So what's gonna happen is the doors are gonna come out, and you illusion him, and he's gonna like, yeah, that's right, run away from the truth. I know your type, and he's actually opened the door so you can run. And he's gonna like, yeah, scurry away into the dark. That's what you pretentious critics do all the time. You can't run away from the masses soon enough.
Get a job.
I'm gonna cut to Freak and Loki, and then we'll take a 5-minute break. I kind of want to settle how they're doing. This is all high octane. So Loki, you can see. I think you can see in your cool exosuit. Yeah, the skiff, and it's a skiff that you saw, and yeah, there's a person kind of being dangled off the side. This big, burly, let's say they're a harpy eagle soldier. That's the one you've been seeing through their eyes. So big bouffant feather piece. They're dangling this person that you don't know, but Turn knows, off the side. What do you do?
I'm going to try and get the person. Just try and grab them, but before they fall.
They're not falling yet. They're just being dangled. I think their necks on their throat. They're kind of being pointed out. Actually, you know what? Yeah, as you see them, yes, that person's gonna be tossed.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and stop that from happening.
Okay. Defend. That's a defend. Roll plus savior.
Have I cleared insecure now?
Oh, let me see. How do you clear insecure? Take foolhardy action. Yeah, you're taking most foolhardy action. Yes, clear insecure.
Okay, so it's savior for that. Yeah. So
yes.
I'm +2. To submit. Come on.
Oh, did not submit.
Didn't do anything. Hang on.
Yeah, just. Oh, re-roll selected.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay, so that's 7 + 2 is 9.
Fab. Okay, so 179. Expose yourself to danger. Okay, cool. All right. So you choose one of those three. You can add a team to the pool. Your team is at 1 at the moment. So you can add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I will add a team to the pool.
Cool. So when there's a big fight later, you can have 2 teams instead of 1 to start. All right. So describe to me as Ash is plummeting, how you save them.
So do you know where I'm gonna like dive? Basically, I'm as I see this happening, I'm diving under the vehicle, under the skiff, and then as they're dropping, I just sort of grab them from underneath and hover back down to the ground. But you say how I expose myself to danger, right?
I think I'm going to choose that. Oh yeah, no. Tell yourself you expose yourself to danger, escalate the situation. Go on.
Okay, so I expose myself to danger because they're firing on me as I'm doing this. So, in order to protect the civilian that I just saved, I put my metal exoskeleton between the Tangee fire and the person in my arms. So
cool. Okay, so you're gonna take a powerful blow because they're shooting at you. They're not stormtroopers. They're not scrubs. They can aim they can aim well enough, and it's gonna cost you. So to roll plus conditions. Thank God you just cleared
I
one.
heard Imperial Stormtroopers are very precise.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, these blast marks, so precise. Fuck's sake. Yeah, roll plus conditions.
Great. Well, I don't have any right now, so that's a good thing. That's 6, 7.
Fab.
6.
Oh, 7? Oh, 6.
6.
No, 6. Yes. So mark potential, and yeah, you shrug it off. I think I kind of see this like it's not so much you're just shielding them, you're just dodging to them. You're doing your Iron Man thing. And when you get to the ground, it's right as Agent Fumero and yourself, Freak, right in front of them, and they kind of skid to a halt as you kind of run down, and Ash in your arms is kind of like, oh my God, that was awesome. Hey, do you know Turn? They're awesome too. You should think they're awesome, but man, you're so awesome. That was so cool.
Sure, you should get to cover.
Well, but I really want to see what you're gonna do. Okay, all right, and I really want to see what you're gonna do next. The Agent Firmer is just like, no, civilians need to move now. And Ash is kind of like, but that was so cool, and my friends are still up there. And I think you see in the skiff, can Loki, can the network kind of patch in what you're hearing?
I can if I want to, which I will. I'll probably be like transmitting what status update sort of thing. So
okay, so maybe you can hear Ash, for lack of a better, fanboying over Loki, like, oh, that was so awesome. Like I thought you were like just one of the nerdy superheroes we had here, but you are also cool because nerds are kind of cool, I guess. Sure. And
I'd say stay in school, but the school's gone, so
yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to anyway, but
and then ping ping ping, better get down.
Yeah,
Loki, I didn't know you had it in you. Take me up there.
Okay, grab.
The thing is, though, there's going to be a bit of a consequence of saving Ash. I think before you can even get there, the skiff kind of lowers to the ruins of the school, and you can see the Ren Tangee just kind of looking at you all, kind of like, yes, yeah, what I have. Not to quote Wizard of Oz, I have your pretty. No, that's not a quote from Wizard of Oz. Sorry, that's Fly My Pretties Fly. Sorry, wrong. But basically, they're looking at you, kind of like, it's not so much like you foiled me, but more like a challenge. As the skiff lowers to the ruins and disappears from sight.
Yeah, like, I take that eyeballing as the equivalent of
yeah.
And that's fine with me. Off at the run.
Yeah.
Big
step. Oh, go on. Sorry, say that again.
Big steps.
Wait, you're running towards them? Oh my God. See, I think.
Come on, Loki.
Yeah, you're not gonna wait for your teammates? No? Okay, all right. Okay. You live with the consequences of your actions. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the skiff kind of melts out of the air as it either turns invisible or just melts into something. But you can tell as it was floating down into the ruins of the old school. And
so what? When I get to the rise of the rubble behind which it disappeared, what do I see on the other side? It disappearing into the ground, or it's just gone?
No, it's just gone. Like you can see it in the air, and it doesn't touch anything, man. It just turns invisible, or it looks like it's melting into a place. It's like being absorbed by something. And I think we're gonna take a break there because we haven't taken a break, and we should. Let's say 5 minutes. So we'll be back at actually 6 minutes. 6 minutes? No. 5 minutes.
11
There we
minutes.
go. No, 5 minutes. We're gonna take 5 minutes, and yeah, come back and we'll see how y'all doing. So BRB. No, hello. I'm trying to decide on whether to run more masks in March or maybe take a break from all these masks.
You've got the Aegis source book to work with, haven't you? Still?
Yeah. I think I have at least 2 more play sets to go through. One is the Agents of Aegis one, which is you are just a training team working for Aegis, and the other one is Apocalypse Sonata, which is basically cosmic adventures, Jack Kirby style. It's like those big crossover events that take up your regular comic books in the middle of the year, and you're like, why is this happening? What's all this? That's basically that play set. I might get up to there at least, so I should be done running masks by May.
Is it supposed to be like Infinity War sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you're going off the alien planets. You're fighting not Darkseid for the not anti-life equation, the so-called Apocalypse Sonata. So that's that. So I'm probably be done running masks by May, or I might take a break. Who knows? There's like one more. There's one last play set that I don't think works for a Gauntlet. It's called The Suits. It's like a shadow war between you and these interdimensional kind of like aliens. They're kind of like Men in Black. So it's all about subterfuge, and they're slowly taking over Aegis, and your heroes fighting them for the soul of Aegis, basically. So it's all about building a relationship web, and you're trying to protect your relationships as they're trying to subvert it. It's like who can you trust? Paranoia, that sort of thing. The thing is, you need to build that relationship web at the start. I don't know if it works for 4 sessions in open play. Well, it'd be interesting if I can figure it out. That's something to think about. Okay. All right. So let's cut back to Regicide and Turn. I'm assuming you're heading towards the school. Because I want you all. Would you? I'll ask Freak this. I'll let him be the arbiter of this. Do the 2 of them get to you and Loki before you decide to try and run into the school?
I think probably not. If I'm honest, I think they probably arrive because they have no transport.
Oh yeah.
So they, and the bus routes are disrupted. So my guess is that we see the skiff disappear and might be investigating that before they arrive, and then they arrive.
Okay, all right. So what are you doing to investigate? Freak?
Well, I'm inclined to just send out some nanotendrils into the rubble where I think I saw it disappear, and
All
see
right.
what I can sense.
Okay, that sounds like you're assessing the situation. So roll plus superior.
Nope. Hmm. 6 plus 0 is 6.
Oh boy. Okay,
So I'm not
all right.
potential.
Yes, you get to do that. Oh, what happened? Oh, what's going to happen is you send out these nanites. Before they can get to school, you feel it. They touched something plasticky. They touched the surface of this like wet plastic surface. I just used the word surface twice in the same sentence. I feel really bad. Maybe I should check out those writing exercises Robert recommended. Whoever is doing this. Yeah. So you feel the nanites as they do it, and then
so they run up against this surface. Now, normally they can, they'd be able to work at normal materials, but it feels slick. It's as though they're sliding off it.
Yeah. Well, No, they're not sliding off it because the surface just starts clinging to the nanites
Oh.
and refusing to let them go. And you Loki, you see this. The nanites, the surface, you can tell like this because you're just seeing the rubble of the school, but the image of the rubble shifts and shoots out as tendrils, tracking where the nanites came from, which is you, freak. And they're gonna slam into you and start trying to suck you in. You're gonna take a powerful blow there, my friend.
Okay. Which is
Roll plus conditions.
I have no conditions currently, most unusually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this session I'm trying to use that move more than just say you have conditions. I'm still kind of new to Mask, even though I'm running a lot of it. But this is kind of like very like, oh god, what'd you
That's
get?
9.
Oh dear.
On 7 and I choose 1. You lash out verbally. You give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity. You struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions. I think I will give ground. So I think I am being drawn into this.
Yes.
I imagine that more of Freak's mass is disappearing down his arms and into the ground.
Okay. Which option did you choose? Sorry, say it again.
I give ground. My opposition gets an opportunity.
Okay. I think let's make this dramatically.
Hang on, sorry. I've just sorry.
You realize your move.
I did. I'm not my body. When I take a physical blow, you roll as if you had 2 fewer conditions. So that is actually 7. Damn.
Yeah, I know it's still 7 to 9.
I'm desperate.
I know. So you're giving the hold on. You're giving your opposition gets an opportunity. I think let's see. This is the moment when Regicide and turns up. Oh my god. As this blob from the surface is kind of coating over Freak around the chest, and one of the bits coating over suddenly kind of turns and sees Loki and shoots off and tries to go for Loki. What do y'all do?
So is this like a nanite thing as well, or is it?
No, it's the surface of the whatever it is protecting their base. It's gonna like the weird plasticky surface that's covering Freak. It's suddenly shooting off under the tendril from where it's covering Freak towards you, Loki.
I want to try and analyze it to try and see if there's a weakness or any way that I can, like I'm just scanning.
Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, it's gonna hit you and start trying to coat you.
I can try teleporting and holding onto it, try to affect its trajectory.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're gonna distract it, this security device, or?
I'm thinking of giving like a plus something to Loki.
Okay, yeah, you can spend that team. You have 2 team at the moment. I should actually note that down. Hold on. Where can I put it?
Did we do the team thing, or?
No. Well, what that does is it basically builds up the team pool. Is when you get into a fight with a dangerous foe. I think you can spend team outside of it because otherwise, how are you going to help or assist people or act selfishly?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to use Troublemaker to like if I help someone using destructive actions, I can give them +2 in spending from the team.
All right. Let's see how well Loki rolls first. So you're trying to scan it as another assess the situation.
Right. That's plus superior again.
Mhm.
So that is 10.
Nice. Okay, so I don't think, I don't think you need to. Well, actually, I'll tell you what you can do once Loki asks these questions. So ask 2.
What here can I use to disable this this plastic?
When you scan it, you notice that this plastic, it's a lot. It's a lot of tiny machinery actually that have been knitted together into this amorphous plastic, and you can tell because you're a genius, as you are, um, and you can tell that as much as they're powerful as a physical force, they're delicate in the inside, and if you can hack into them, you can poke a hole through this knitted web, so to speak. It won't be for long because they're going to reform it again, but you can totally, you or someone else who's into robotics, hello Regicide, who's into electronics and whatnot, you can tell this plastic sheen, it's not just a physical component, it's also a mechanical thing that can be hacked into.
Okay.
Big,
so if it's robotics related, I get a single follow-up question as well.
Yes, so you can ask another question from the list, and then you can ask a follow-up to that, or follow up to this question that just got answered.
Okay. My second question would be, who here is most vulnerable to me?
Most vulnerable to you. Well, I'd say the inner workings of this their defense would be vulnerable to you. The thing is, it's the 4 of you, well, the 5 of you with Agent Fumero there on the street. I very much, but this defense of theirs, it's beatable, so it's vulnerable to you. You're it's just a matter of finding the right opportunity to get in. And follow-up question.
What would be the way to get into the system?
The more access you have to its net, the easier it is. And what that means is letting yourself be engulfed by this thing.
Okay, so does
are you sharing any of this, Loki?
Well, what I'm going to say is, if Turn was going to get in the way of the stuff, is that right? So I'll just say, no, let it hit me.
You're gonna do the.
Let it hit me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna hit you, and you can tell from your exosuit that it's immediately trying to get into the innards of your suit, but it's your suit. You know, you built that thing. You have control of it, not this thing. And so you're going to try and hack it to kind of disable it.
Yeah.
Okay. See, normally that would be kind of unleash your powers because you're doing something with your powers, but you're being engaged by a threat at the moment, even if it's just a amorphous blob, and you're gonna fight back. Well, make the case for me. What is it that Loki's trying to do?
I'm trying to disable this nanoplastic stuff so that first of all it leaves Freak alone, and second of all we can get past it into the facility.
Okay, I think that is unleash your powers. You're trying to overcome an obstacle. So roll plus Freak.
That's a 5.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think my nanites have been in touch with this for a while, haven't they?
Yeah. You have
And I have
to.
technopathy, so I know how it works. Can I spend some team to help him?
You're only gonna bump it up by 1. But other people can help. You can
I
spend.
think you have only one team.
No, you have 2 teams.
Okay.
No, you have 2 because Loki added 1 after he saved Ash. Oh, by
I
the way,
guess
Ash
in
is
this
there.
case, it makes sense. While he was teleporting and while this chatting was, Regicide was running alongside, and she's like, "Okay, nanites are just machines. It's just an insane number of machines that you're trying to control, but you only need to delay them. Concentrate."
So both of you are spending team. Okay, so that's gonna bump it up to a 7 then. When your team is now down to 0. So the effect is going to be unstable or temporary, or mark a condition, Loki. So either the effect's gonna be temporary or you mark a condition.
I'm fine with it being unstable or temporary.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is you hack into this, and like I said, it's delicate, but it's just you pick the right spot, and suddenly it's like shattering glass. It kind of falls off you. It falls off Freak. It's falling off back to where it's coming from, and the dome itself is kind of falling down. And you see that on where the rubble is of the ship of the schoolyard is this big friggin' tank of a truck, just gigantic 4 stories tall truck on these huge wheels that are as tall as you, and once its camouflage revealed, the headlights open. Also, this truck is pointed directly at all 4 of you, and once its defense been revealed, lights open, you can hear this engine coming to life as it starts rolling towards you. What do y'all do? Actually, I'll turn to turn. What do you do?
So I think my first instinct is going to be a smoke screen. I'm just going to use my illusion powers to summon and hope they don't have heat sensors. Just summon just a snapshot of where we are standing. It's like if I conjured a mural that's the 4 of us standing in the rubble, but it's an illusion, so we can move behind it and run and deploy better.
Yeah, so that's Are You Watching Closely?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're trying to mislead.
Only 2 powers.
Oh yeah, it could be. I mean, yeah, it's up to you, because it sounded like you're trying to distract the truck.
Yeah, I don't think it fits quite right.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, it's someone, not something. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
was
try
Freak.
it. Oh, I don't have a good Freak. Let's see. Oh, so close. I got a 6.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? I would say right now, you're facing this truck, which, as it's barreling towards you, you suddenly notice 2 turrets come up on its back, and you can see Tangee soldiers aiming guns at all of you. Say this is not. You have now engaged. You're now engaging enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team. The 4 of you are there.
Charge the building.
Hold on, before we get to it, first add 2 to the pool, so you have 2 team. Who's the leader, you think, of this motley crew?
I think who's been leading this operation has kind of been Turn. I mean, it's his friends, and yeah.
You instigated this entire thing.
We've been suckered into that superior.
Yeah, everyone
Well, I
else is
guess
like,
in the lead.
yeah. Does the leader have influence over every teammate? No, it's the opposite.
This is what I call a party. Everyone has influence over me. I have influence over everybody.
Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight, which is yeah.
Free the prisoners.
Rescue the hostages. Yeah.
Free the prisoners.
Don't you dare say anything else, freak.
I've just noticed I have influence on everybody.
Yeah, but you're not the leader. Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah. So everyone's the same purpose. So it's on our team. Does any team member mistrust the leader of the team? Gee. Are you sure everyone trusts? Okay. All right.
I wouldn't trust me.
You know, in character, I can't say I do.
Oh.
But no, the
Yeah.
superior. I'm conned by the.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Is your team ill prepared or off balance? I think you all have been jumping at this kind of in a foolhardy way. The team can take on a condition to prevent the team leader can mark a condition to avoid removing a team from the pool because I'm about to remove a team. Okay, all right, I'll remove the team then. So you are now down to 2. I'm gonna need to figure out where to put that in the character sheet. But for now, I'll just mention team equal 2. So you failed that roll. Turn, mark potential. So tell me what this mural looks like.
So I think like the way that I cast illusions is like I create this kind of colorful fog from my hands, and it's really thick, and then it starts taking shape in whatever I want it to be. And I try to make this mural appear in front of us, but I'm too rattled by the sudden appearance of these turrets and this big thing in front of us. So I botch it. It doesn't look like anything. It's just a big mess of colors, and it's kind of like wispy. It's not really that thick in one.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is the truck suddenly stops to a halt right in front of all of you, and then the head of it kind of just retreats back and starts rising up, and then starts pointing at you, at all 4 of you, as like its front grill opens up, and there's just a mess of guns, gun barrels pointed at all 4 of you. And Agent Fumero, who's still there on her mic, being like, and Ash is still there as well. Holy crap. As these guns kind of point at all 4 of you, and you hear this raspy voice that Loki has been hearing this whole time. I'll say also Robert messaged me on Slack. Or maybe not. We'll figure it out later. But yeah, this raspy voice comes out through the tannoy, and it's kind of like, there's no need for further bloodshed. These hostages were just pawns. Anyway, what we really want are you heroes. If you give yourself up now, we'll release your hostages. And I'll demonstrate a token of my trustworthiness. And kind of to the side of the truck, a person gets tossed out, one of your friends' turn. You can say if it's a friend you know, but you can say a name later. Like they get tossed out. And then the voice continues. That's one as a token, as a gesture. We will release the rest if you surrender to us. What do you do?
Well, I'm one for surrendering. I mean, we can just bust out later.
Hold up my hands, begin to walk towards the truck.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, shit. I think I just share a look with everyone and put my hands up.
Looks like Loki's raising hands as well. Regicide, are you?
So while this is going, Regicide does not raise her hand much, but just enough that she sees that she's with them. But as they are gathering the attention, as the most obvious superheroes are capturing the attention, she's slowly trying to interface with the system locking the prisoners to release them so that they can turn the battle.
Oh, sure. You want to trust these clubbers and artists? Well, we'll see. Well, okay. All right. That's what does that sound like? I think. Let me look at the moves first. I mean, that sounds like another. Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to unleash at the moment. You sure about that?
Either unleash or which is the one to protect? Let's see if.
Oh, defend.
Yeah, I guess it also can apply because I'm trying to protect the prisoners if this turns to a fight.
Okay. I will say right now, you folks can spend the team to act selfishly to ignore insurgent teammates. The thing you can do. Yeah. Roll for the Regicide.
13.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey, first roll I succeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You roll those fails and then you're not even enough to get an advancement yet. Okay, all right. Looks like things are gonna get ugly soon. Okay. Okay, so on a hit, keep them safe and choose one. It's not gonna cost you, so you can choose one. Add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
Okay, I'm gonna add a team to the pool.
All right, so team
because
3.
Now I'll say that because this is no longer a concern, then they can act more freely, and that's the justification for the team.
Okay, I think as the the 4 of you are kind of raising your hands, the face of the truck splits open for this entryway, and this wren kind of comes out, hands on her back. They look. With a raspy voice, you'd think he's kind of sort of hunchback, sort of, but no, she's actually standing tall, regally, and she has this kind of cape. She's looking down at the 4 of you, and she's just like, I commend the planet Earth for having such sensible youths to know when to surrender when the odds favor it at the most. So, go on.
As I was saying that, I open my palm, which has been closed, and I say, "Watch the birdie," and I drop a sort of smoke grenade.
Jesus Christ!
Or, flashbang sort of thing.
Oh my God! All right, so you're not so much engaging them as trying to overcome this obstacle, yes? Or are you trying to provoke them?
I am trying to. So in fiction, I'm trying to distract them and put them at a disadvantage. So.
Yeah, provoking them is using your words. Okay, so that is. I want to see.
I would say directly engage.
Oh yeah, okay. You know what? You're always prepared. You have a move called always prepared. You hold up to 2 gadgets. When you unleash your powers by producing a brand new minor invention or gadget, which I guess is this flashbang with this count. Okay, so you can spend 1 gadget and roll plus superior.
Okay.
And your superior is good.
Reroll. That's a 9.
Cool. So that's unleashing your powers. It's going to be temporary, or you mark a condition.
I think temporary makes sense.
Yeah. So as she's saying all this, flashbang goes off, and she has no, she squawks. I'm sorry, she squawks like fuck, as you hear suddenly commotion inside the truck. As it's kind of like you don't see this, but maybe we get a panel of the cell doors opening and Tangee getting rushed. Sorry, we're PG-13. And yeah, she's distracted at the moment. I think that also catches the 2 soldiers that are behind her. Freak, what do? You have a penchant for rushing into things.
Yeah, I do. You know me. I rush into the space behind her where the door is opened to make sure the prisoners get out.
Yeah. So what you see is kind of like a mob of people. Let's say maybe 7 or 8 have kind of tackled this one Tangee soldier down, and the other. There's one right in front of you. You're kind of in this cramped space. There are like cells to your left and kind of like data banks to your right. You're at the end of the truck. You kind of pass by maybe a kind of like a rest area and some guns that are stocked up. But we'll cut straight to where the interesting bit is. A bunch of prisoners are kind of holding on this this soldier, and the one in front of you, the harpy eagle looking dude that Loki's been looking at, is pointing their gun at the prisoners. What do?
Hit him.
Your best solution to everything. All right, you are directly engaging a threat. Roll plus danger. Are you engaging the threat? Oh wait, in a terrifying fashion.
No, this isn't freak. Well, freak's always freaked, but I'm not using the move be the monster. I'm simply trying to take this guy out.
Fab. All right. So direct engage. Roll plus danger.
8 plus 2 is 10.
Oh, goody. So choose 2.
Trade blows. On 10, pick 2. I take something from them, the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I create. Are the prisoners my allies in this? Because I'd like to create an opportunity for them to run for it.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So,
and I'll accept the trade blows.
All right. So what's gonna happen is, okay, describe to me how you're just gonna punch him.
Well, I attack him, grab the gun with one hand, and move him in the other direction swiftly. But my guess is that the gun has a chance to go off before I separate him.
No, I have something else in mind. So I think you do manage to do that, and you give an opportunity for Turn's friends to run off out of the truck. But what's gonna happen is, hold on, I need to check something very, very quickly. I should have realized I should have checked earlier. Oh, load internet, load for me. Sorry, when I'm trying to make time, I just start muttering random stuff. Okay, what's gonna happen is, I mentioned at the start there are these 2 Tangee soldiers who came up in turrets at the top of the truck. You've knocked this one's guard down, but they are coming down from where the turrets. You kind of see it. They're kind of these 2 pods coming down, and you're surrounded. You've got a gun on you, but you've got 2 guns on you. Mark a condition for me, actually, while you're there.
I think probably angry.
The main thing I checked is whether you're here next week, Alun.
I could have told you that. No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So cut back to the front. Turn. you see the flashbang goes off. Maybe Loki give you a warning to the subdermal so you can look away. So you're fine for now. This Ren lady and her 2 guards are incapacitated for the moment, rubbing their eyes, when suddenly from behind them they get knocked down. All your friends are rushing out of the truck. They're kind of getting behind you, but the Ren lady is kind of like rubbing her eyes, and just kind of like duplicitous as always. And she kind of twists something on her wrist, and out extends from her arm a spear, and she's kind of waving the spear and kind of blocking the direction, kind of like making a perimeter between herself and the 3 of you. And meanwhile, all your friends turn and kind of like behind you. Do they recognize you?
Yeah, I don't wear a mask.
Oh yeah. And they're kind of like, oh my God, Ren. Do they call you Ren? What did they call you?
Sure, why not?
Or Turn or Ren? And
Yeah,
they
it's
kind
okay.
of, they kind of like, so like, oh my God, you've come here to save us, like Ash said. And Ash in the distance can be like, fuck yeah.
Ash, go home. It's the battlefield. Come on.
But I want to see you look awesome.
And I want to see you look alive. So get out of here.
So I think so they kind of, so this the other Ren, the Tangee lady, has kind of put the spear out, and she's kind of like, well, there's no need to negotiate any further. You have your hostages. As in exchange, I would like your life.
And now we would like you to get a better outfit, bitch. But nobody's getting what we want today.
And I think her feathers ruffle at that sound. But before she can do it, one of the guards kind of like behind her, so the harpy one that got knocked out by Freak, kind of just kind of appears behind her and starts whispering in her ear. She kind of cocks her head like a wren would. You know how wrens are. And she's kind of like, on second thought, and she puts the spear out away. Maybe I'll just let that slide. We've got what we wanted, and we'll just let you go now. And you notice Freak's not with you. As the truck kind of starts folding back into the truck shape, I'll give you one chance to rescue Freak.
I'm gonna teleport
I'm
in.
just gonna blast forward. Sorry.
All right, everyone's gonna jump in. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use my insane martial abilities to just ninja run behind and try to tackle them down.
Okay, one person's gonna have to do a thing, and everyone else can spend team to help that person. To use a term from Misspent Youth that I was meant to run yesterday, but things happened. Who's gonna stand up?
Me, because if it goes wrong, I'm not here next week either.
Oh, you're not here. Oh, you're not here. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, so it's gonna be Luis, Ludo, and Simon, who I should message. I shouldn't be saying this on air, but okay. What are you trying to do, Loki?
I was going to blast forward and try to grab the wren.
Okay, that could be unleashing your powers or defending, in your kind of obliquely defending Freak.
Which one am I worse at?
Well, you accepted the savior bump up from Agent Fumer.
So I will go with unleashing my powers.
Okay. All right. Everyone else helping. You have a tree team, so both of you can help. So it's gonna be a +2. How are you all helping?
So as as Loki is changing forward with his technological supremacy, I'm going ahead and trying to distract fire and aim for any soldiers that might be on the side. At the same time, I try to maybe give some correction with my machine powers to assist the technological systems on the armor.
All right. Turn, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out a way to do it in a destructive, criminal, or rule-breaking way.
Yeah, I mean, you're resisting against this authority thing. No, it has to be something a bit more concrete, I guess. So it's going to be a plus. Oh, go on. Say it.
I'm thinking of a super silly solution for it. I'm thinking of just conjuring up a very graphic illusion of two chickens mating. When it works, it works.
Oh my god! This is all to aid. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, you know what? That's probably like the equivalent of flashing.
Yeah, I'm thinking like chicken-themed furry porn projected into the sky.
Oh my god! Well, this is just gonna add a +1, or +2, I guess. This is yeah. This is kind of I don't know. You're breaking laws of decency, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, it's your call.
Yeah, I'll allow it because I'm a fan of my players. I'm not mean. That's who I am. So yeah, I say that. Yeah, that triggers that move. So you have a +3 now, Loki. Make it count.
That's a 9.
Okay, cool. So the effect is either market condition or the effect's going to be unstable or temporary.
Unstable.
All right. So
I'm sorry. I think it's plus saver plus whatever bonus we're giving him, right?
Oh no, I think he went for unleashing your powers.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So +3 plus what Loki rolled 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So you were aiming for the Ren lady, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you're trying to grab her, or you're just trying to knock her out?
I was trying to grab her so that we would have a hostage of our own to exchange.
Okay. All right. I think that happens. I think the other two guards are distracted enough that you manage to grab her and take her and get her out of the vehicle. But the temporary effect is that because the truck was closing in as you grab her, you just snatch her out as the truck closes back to its original shape. And in front of you, this truck starts lifting up as the wheels kind of twist to go perpendicularly, as this force starts to thrum out as this truck suddenly lifts up to the air faster than you think possible as it goes towards the Crown Abundant, taking Freak with it. You've got a hostage, yeah, but
Can
Freak.
Can I trigger my moment of truth?
Did you unlock it when you? The things you have to spend an advancement to unlock it.
Oh yeah, sorry, I do. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we'll get to Freak in a moment, but let's get back to the ground first. And so Loki, you have this Ren lady who I need to give a name. We'll give her a name next session. She's almost laughing as the truck gets away. She's just raspy, like, do you truly think your friend is the same worth as me, as any Tangee you have? You've gained no bargains. Your friend is as good as dead.
What happened to not being involved in human affairs? What happened with goodwill?
What happened is that the affairs of humans of your backwater planet. Someday they will affect all of reality. We are here to protect the rest of the universe from the likes of you.
Lady, look at your ship. You're not the heroes here. I mean,
it's not about being heroes. That's just a matter of opinion. We are not looking for vindication. We are only doing what's right.
oh, I heard that before.
I don't have to justify what we do to the likes of you.
Yeah, my mother says that like 13 times before breakfast.
I think Agent Romero kind of judged up to you, and she's like, we have places to hold her and other prisoners. Don't worry, she's not going to get away easily. and the Bren Tangee just scoffs at that. Let's cut to Freak. I think we're gonna jump forward a bit, just a bit. Freak, you're being led. Go on.
Can I make a suggestion about on the way up?
Yeah, go on.
You said there were cells on one side and mainframe computers on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I back against the mainframe with a hand behind me and extrude some nanite filaments into it while fending them off with the other arm. And what I'm trying to do is to suck as much information out of those mainframes as I can and use the implant to broadcast it.
Ooh. That could be an assessing. You're trying to figure something out.
I thought it was unleashing my powers.
Yeah, it could be, but I think
because I'm trying to change the ground rules. I want to leave them with something.
Ah, okay. Well, what is it you want to broadcast? Like, what exactly are you looking for in this data pack?
I mean, your judgment on this. I'm taking anything I find, but I'm hoping there'll be enough in there to help them with the security on the Crown Ascendant.
Okay. Crown Ascendant. That's a good name. The name of the ship's a Crown Abundant.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna keep Ascendant for another game. Yeah, that sounds like unleashing your power. Sure, roll and see if it works.
So that's roll plus freak.
Yes.
9, 10, 11.
Ooh. All right. So you're fending them off. And the thing is, they don't want to kill you. That's how you manage to fend them off for a bit, but they're getting annoyed. This harpy eagle Tangee is just, they've taken out a big like telescoping baton, and it's about to hit you as you broadcast. Ooh, what do you broadcast? Everyone,
well, you could leave it to the next 2 sessions to work out what it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, I kind of want to leave with something. I had a different idea for a cliffhanger, but no, we'll give you a bit of information to the other 3 to work on. So I think, well, you get a signal, the 3 of you, from Freak, and what they find in the data banks is, because this skiff is it's a prison it's a relocation skiff, basically, and what you find out is that superhero prisoners are being relocated to a facility off the coast of Prospect City. It's cloaked right now, but you pinpoint the geographic locations. Also, you get a tidbit as to it's like a memorandum between the Tangee, and they're kind of discussing like, okay, we need to deal with. We're talking to the warden of this place. The warden, someone very familiar, Casey. You might say they're family. Off the coast of Prospect City. Does your island have a name? Or is it just the Dread Queen's Island?
No, it has a name. It is Vortovia.
Yeah. So the island of Vortovia. That's where the superheroes are being kept. And
And to get back home.
So that's adventure for another day. I think that's it. Unless anyone else has one last thing. I think we end the session there. Is that good with everyone? Fab. Okay, so let's do end of session stuff before we close off the broadcast. I think, Alun, are you back with us?
No, you won't see me now, Leandro, till I go to school.
Oh yeah, because you're up for Prospect Academy. That's gonna be a fun story. How did Freak escape? Or you can make a new character, or Freak could be there. That's up to you.
Oh no, Freak! I can't let Freak go.
See, that's the thing. Because of the way it works now, Freak has to survive this to show up to school next session, because these are all happening sequentially. I've done that with our session. So yeah, end of session stuff will work for you as well. Robert, you're back with us for the last session, right?
Yeah, I'll be back here for the 4th session.
Fab. We'll think of some. Well, tell me what you want as like an excuse for why you won't be around next time. We don't have to come with an excuse, but
like maybe working on the what do we call it? The temporal, the
observer. The observer.
Yeah, the observer.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do end of session stuff. At the end of the session,
I have a specific one.
Yes.
Did I take steps to make amends for my shame? I would say I did, because I was like taking risks and getting going in head first into things without really thinking about it.
You're trying to. You're almost like trying to demonstrate to Eris like what a hero's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if we established in the previous session. We can establish now. I think she's let you go, but it's not like she's not watching. She's an omnipresent AI. I'll let you have that.
Okay. So I get to mark potential, which puts me at 5.
Yeah. So take advancement. We'll discuss that after broadcast anyway.
Okay.
Or unless you have an idea what you want to take now.
No.
Okay, fab. We'll think about it. All right. For everyone else, choose one. Grow closer to the team. Grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. Let's start with Freak. Buddy.
No, I think towards the team. I think I was much more responsible this time.
Yeah, you are. You were the most responsible one. Everyone else was running off to places and getting into japes and scraps. So explain
with the agent shifting my savior up from -1 to 0.
Yeah, see, adult influence has uses. So yeah, explain who made you feel welcome.
I think it was Loki, because I didn't have much interaction with Regicide or Turn, so I think it's probably Loki this time.
Yeah, and you were bugging him with that observer as well. Okay, give influence to that character. Does he already have influence over you?
Hang on.
He doesn't. I just checked.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have influence on me yet.
Yeah, so give him influence and either clear a condition or mark potential.
I'll mark potential, please.
Cool, because we're not seeing you anyway for the rest of this. No point in clearing condition. Because of time, I'm gonna let you keep. Well, you might actually. It's up to you if you want to choose to keep that condition.
No, I mean the thing about Freak is he always arrives angry.
Yeah. Escapes angry, enters angry. Okay. Next, Regicide. Grow into an image of yourself. Grow away or grow closer.
I think between Enigma and the agent Fumero and the final cliffhanger, I think this pretty much was this comic book issue. Pretty much, it's all about her self-image. So she turned into inwards.
Cool. So shift one lab up and another down.
And I think I'm gonna increase mundane and Reduce savior.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, reduce save. You're about to meet your mom again after a while. Turn. Which one of those three?
So it's whether I grew inwards,
Grew
whether I
closer.
continue.
Grew closer, away, or grow into your own image.
Closer, definitely. I think, especially since I just joined the team and I just had a first mission with them, and they really showed up for my friends, especially Ash.
Nice. Who made you feel welcome of the team?
I would say Regicide. We had a good time over at Enigmas.
Cool. Give influence to that character, but you already gave influence, yes?
Yeah.
So that means Regicide gets to shift your labels.
So let's see.
Please
I'm
make
gonna
me
lower.
quicker.
I'm gonna lower superior.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm gonna increase danger.
Okay.
Because those illusion powers, they really could actually do some damage. And he managed to out illusion Enigma, which that's very impressive.
You touch Enigma's nerve there, going after his boy Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Stay away from the ALW.
Yeah. Yeah, give him the character. So you can either clear a condition or mark potential. Then turn. Turn. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do potential. I have no conditions.
Fab. Last but not least, Loki.
So I think Loki grew into his own image of himself. I think he was taking on more of the role of a hero, like taking action rather than trying to resolve things with words or just his intellect. So I think I will put his superior down and put his danger up.
Interesting. That's very cool. All right. That's it for this issue of Masks, Iron Red Soldiers. Thanks very much for playing for this session. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now. Say goodbye to YouTube. Next week, we'll figure out who's in it. We know we are seeing Turn and Regicide again with potentially 2 new superheroes, and we're gonna take a trip back home. So goodbye, YouTube.